You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out the very first episode of the 101 scariest horror movie moments of all time. Jesus, that's a mouthful. This is just going to be my first impressions, or just kind of like my breakdown of the first episode. Um, they covered about 13 movies I counted in this. Really interesting. Now, if you remember back on cable TV when that was a thing, when people used to watch that, they had one on Bravo or like AMC. I forget which channel it was, but they used to do this like 100 of the scariest movie moments in horror movies and whatnot. And that, going back and looking at that trash ass list, was terrible, bro. They had Jaws at number one. I understand that Jaws is a very impactful movie, but scariest horror movie moment of all time, come on, bro. That whole list was so fucking, it was pretty much gentrified, bro. It was really it was really diluted, and just, you could tell that was like a corporate list. But shouts to Shudder for doing their own list, and just based off this first episode, I think we're gonna get a very interesting list, considering all the different horror movies that have dropped over damn near now a century. But it's crazy. So let's talk about this first episode. They start off with It Follows, the beginning scene of It Follows, and man, this was a great way to start off this list, because I was not expecting them to even mention this. But then I thought about, this is Shudder, so they're going to definitely mention more recent horror movies that have come out. But It Follows is a really good start. There's definitely some movies on this list that I haven't seen, and I'm kind of surprised at the picks. The Orphanage seems like a really interesting horror movie to me. This was number 100. This is a Spanish horror movie, and it just takes place in like an orphanage and whatnot. And like I said, they kind of break down the scene, and they break down just the significance of it and whatnot, which was really interesting. Then we get 99, Salem's Lot, and I remember this movie as a kid. This was definitely one of those dope like Stephen King movies, and interesting enough about it, this was a movie that was put on television, and it looked the way it did. It was really dope. Then we got Dracula. This was The Horrors of Dracula, which was really dope. This was Christopher Lee. If you don't know who that is, that's pretty much Count Dooku, which people laughed at me when I saw the comparisons of Count Dooku, and now he originally was Count Dracula. So that was kind of interesting and fun, and I kind of want to dive into more of those older horror movies, those like 40s and 50s, because I think that's a really interesting era for horror. Next, we get a movie called Black Sabbath. Drawing a blank exactly what was shown in this. It just, I don't know, for some odd reason I'm drawing a blank, but it looked interesting. I like the poster and whatnot. Then we get to this very interesting movie. I know they remade this. This was one of those trash like US remakes they made based off of this, Pulse. And this was a very interesting horror movie, just based on the premise that it's pretty much ghosts that kind of take over the internet and stuff. I think the premise was like kind of ahead of its time, just how they explained it and whatnot. I definitely have to go find this movie and check it out for myself. But they had some interesting breakdowns of certain scenes, and just how they kind of build up suspense and whatnot in those types of movies, and really fascinating stuff. Then next we get The Strangers, and I love this movie. The first Strangers, not that other shit that they put out in like 2018. The second Strangers completely ruined, just terrible. The Strangers was really dope, and I feel like it deserves to get this place. Then we get The Wolfman. Now this is a movie that came out in 1941, and just how far ahead of its time it was with just the makeup and stuff, and just the overall impact of just monster movies in general. Next, they show Cat People, and I thought, what, Cat People from the 2000s? No, it was the original Cat People. It is a really ridiculous ass movie, but It's one of those really effective movies that uses visuals to kind of do its scares and whatnot. It's kind of like that illusion of something that's there, but you can't really see it. But it's really dope, man. I really kind of like their breakdown of that. I want to kind of check this out for myself. I think they got this on HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken. Or I could probably find it on Shudder. I don't know. Next was Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, which Alfred Hitchcock has definitely been a staple of horror. Like, him and Stephen King have really probably made some of the biggest impacts on horror, and just as far as influence goes. And the fact that this was another kind of movie that kind of pushed the special effects at the time. Really dope stuff. They mentioned this one movie called Mulholland Drive, whatever the fuck. They talk about this diner scene, and this diner scene automatically made me think about Sandman episode 5. If you've watched the Sandman and you've seen episode 5, you know what I'm talking about. But man, I want to see this movie now, because this was another one that kind of was interesting. It didn't really seem like a horror movie, but yeah, I definitely want to go check this out. If you've seen this movie, let me know if it's worth checking out. And we get kind of a surprise with Child's Play, but I like the kind of breakdown and just what Child's Play has done for horror, and just now seeing Child's Play or just Chucky on television is really interesting. Then they end the whole entire episode off with a American Werewolf in London, which I vaguely remember this, and this had some ridiculous scenes in it, and I want to kind of go revisit this movie as well. Overall, I thought this was a very strong start to what I think is going to be an interesting list. It's going to be really interesting to see what they have placed at the top 10. I'll be really surprised if Hereditary isn't in top 10. A lot of people are suspecting it might hit the top 5. Knowing, just based on this these little bits that we got so far, I'm excited, man. It doesn't look like it's going to be like your stereotypical kind of generic list. It looks like it's a list that they really kind of thought out. But let me know how you guys feel about this list. Do you think something should be higher or lower? Till next time, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.